Well, hello there, everybody. My name is Chuck, and I'm the Book Dweller, and welcome to my channel. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed and liked. Two big shout-outs this week. One to Alex, Hey Little Thrifter, and the master of all things spooky, Cameron Cheney. Thanks, you guys, for the shout-outs. Help me boost my subscriptions, my Instagram page, everything. You guys are awesome, so thank you very much. This episode is my February haul, and I went a little haywire, which I'm prone to do occasionally. I may have to add on to the house or trade some in. Ooh, did I say that? Eesh. Hopefully you'll never have to say those words. But anyway, I think I have 54 books to talk about today. So, without lasting for 2 days, let's get right into them. First off is The Store by Bentley Little. The Revelation by Bentley Little. The Walking by Bentley Little. The Policy by Bentley Little. And lastly, The Collection by Bentley Little. So, pretty good Bentley Little haul. Oh, here's a treasure I found. See if we can get a close-up of this. It still has hard plastics on it. This is a Cemetery Dance edition of The Attraction by Douglas Clegg. What a find. What an absolute wonderful find. And signed, Cemetery Dance, The Attraction by Douglas Clegg. Wonderful. Next up, one of my favorite books, one of my favorite movies of all time. Hardback copy of Deliverance by James Dickey. There's a picture of old Jimmy there. Absolute classic. Another great find. And this next one is actually a friend of mine. He lives here in the same town as I do. Has multiple books out. He's in multiple bands. He's a writer, he's a poet, he's a musician, teacher, unbelievable, and a very good friend of mine, which you'll be hearing about him in upcoming videos. This is Chasing the Wolf by Nathan Singer. Really good close friend of ours. So you'll probably meet him one of these days. Next up, Sean Hudson. I know there's a lot of Sean Hudson fans out there. The Revenge of Frankenstein. Looks like it might be a novelization of the Hammer movies, especially since it says Hammer on there. So, everybody likes Sean Hudson. Next, hardback, Children of the Night by Dan Simmons. Next, I've been collecting some of his lately. I'm still looking for some. But here is Mystery Walk by Robert McCammon. Been looking out with his stuff here lately. Here's one I found. I saw it. It looks like it's a proof. It's an uncorrected proof by Christopher Golden and Tim Levin. It's The Secret Journeys of Jack London. I'm a Jack London fan, so one time we'll do a whole episode on Jack London too. That's pretty cool. Couple bucks. Paperbacks from Hell a little bit here. Been having trouble finding his stuff. I know everybody's got some of it, but I found 2 at one shot the other day. So I'm happy. I'm still on the lookout for more. Evil Intent by Bernard Taylor. And Charmed Life by Bernard Taylor. So those are the only 2 Bernard Taylor books I have. Like I say, always on the lookout for his. We'll do a author collection of his stuff. Either this is edited by Carl Edward Wagner, Intensive Scare. I'm not going to read all the writers on here because I got too many books to go through. And this is The Year's Best Horror Stories, number 15, edited by Carl Edward Wagner. Good stuff there. I got 4 piles here. Holy cow. Watched a recent video from Leon the Paperback Maniac about his John Shirley stuff, which was absolutely dynamite. And I only have one John Shirley book. I used to have a bunch of them back in the day, but I'm going to keep my eye out for them. So thanks, Leon, for the inspiration. John Shirley, Black Butterflies. Definitely on the lookout for his stuff again. Another one, Grave Markings by Michael Arden. That's a cool cover. I like that. Cool. Next, Matthew J. Costello, Darkborn. Next up, a Facebook buddy of mine, and we'll do his whole collection eventually. Ray Garton Scissors. So, I have quite a few of his. That's going to be a good one. Here's one. Beautiful cover. I have a couple more of his books too. This is The Black Stranger by Robert E. Howard. No stranger to the glare there, I see. Awesome. Now we get to this. I found this at a library sale for $3. One of my favorite writers, and this is actually a Subterranean Press book, and it's Cocoa Butternut by Joe R. Lansdale. And we'll definitely get to one of his. That'll be a long one. But Lansdale's one of my favorite writers of all time. So, sweet little hardback there. Another one I got the same day at the library. Nick Cutter, The Deep. I don't know, I'm assuming everybody knows that that's Craig Davidson. But I also don't know if everybody knows about Nick Cutter. Actually, I'm going to reach a couple of his books. So this is also Nick Cutter on Necro Publications. Patrick Lestuca, The Colosseum. Good one. And Patrick Lestuca, The Preserve. I've read both of these. Look at that cool cover. So, didn't know if everybody knew about Nick Cutter. It's past. Here we go. For the punk rock fans. D.D. Ramone, Chelsea Horror Hotel. How cool is that? And next up is actually a friend of mine who lives in, I believe, upstate New York, but he wrote a couple books, and this is called If You Like The Ramones by Pete Aaron. That's a buddy of mine from way back when. Pretty cool. Congratulations, Pete. Knocking them dead. And if you're a real Ramones fan, check this one out. I Know Better Now. My Life Before, During, and After the Ramones. Pete Aaron with Richie Ramone. How cool is that? Another fabulous job. Good job, Pete. And lastly, Pete Aaron's wrote a frequently asked questions about the band, The Band. Very cool. Congratulations, Pete. Good job, buddy. Next up, Son of the Endless Night by John Ferris. Sweet hardback. Nice. This one's I got just the other day. It was so hard to find the whole collection, so those individual paperbacks, it would take me forever to get it. So this is the entire Blackwater series by Michael McDowell in one huge hardback. See if I can get this cover art. Just unbelievably, absolutely beautiful. He's another one I had a bunch of his years ago, so I'm on a look out to collect his again. This looks like it might be a paperback from hell too. The Abyss by Jer Cunningham. I don't know if that's short for Jeremy or Jerry, but Jer Cunningham. The Abyss. Next pile. Moving on over. This next guy, I've read, I think, most of his westerns, and he's been an editor, and he has one called Werewolf back there too. But I was at the big library sale again, and I found 5 of his, and they're all part of his mystery series. So I snagged all of them. This is Endgame by Bill Bronzini. Nice. The Violated by Bill Bronzini. Super cool. Zigzag by Bill Bronzini. Schemers. And this is a large print one too. Yeah, much better when you're over 50. Nice. And lastly, Hellbox. Bill Bronzini. So what a find all at one time. Next is an old-timey one I thought everybody would get a kick out of. I do. A little hardback. Grimm's Fairy Tales. Grimmy. That cool old, like a gothic horror cover. Very cool. Next up, someone everyone's heard of, I'm sure. Dead Sea. Brian Keene. Terminal Man. Terminal. Brian Keene. Terminal Man. That's what this glare is. It could be Terminal Man. Cool. Terminal. This was a great find at the library. Man, I crushed that library sale. Pressure. By Brian Keene. Very nice. My wife and I watched this movie the other night. It's been a favorite of mine for 30 or more years. But I finally picked up the hardback. If you get a chance to watch the movie, The Dirty Dozen. That was such a great movie by E.M. Nathanson. Man, that was a good one. It's always one of my favorite books. I haven't read the book yet. One of my all-time favorite movies. Who doesn't love Lee Marvin? Charles Bronson. Next, another guy that everyone on this channel has heard of. Ramsey Campbell. Ramsey Campbell. I don't edit my videos, so yeah, here we go. Strange Things in Stranger Places by Ramsey Campbell. That's a great name. Have some more of his over on the shelf. 7 Days of Cain by Ramsey Campbell. That was on the Sam Hain publication. Sweet. And hardback, Scared Stiff by Ramsey Campbell. That looks like a short Tales of Sex and Death. Awesome. Got me in. Here's one. Got a ton of his books. What Dreams May Come by Richard Matheson. All-time hero. Gallery of Horrors by Charles L. Grant. You can see the names on there. I'm not going to go through them all. Nice little horror anthology. Actually got that at Goodwill, I think. Got this one at Goodwill, too. Charles R. Anderson, The Grunts. I can't say that I'm a fan of the Vietnam, the American War in Vietnam is what I call it. But, you know, it pretty much started in 1965, the same year I was born, so I've always kind of had a thing for that skirmish without getting too much into war. Next one, I saw this on Alex's Halo Thrifter video. Crota by Al Goingback, Bram Stoker Award winner. Next, a little bit of history. Look at the size of that thing. Jesus. Book about John Marshall by Gene Edward Smith. That's a beast. It says here, it was in tolling the death of Chief Justice John Marshall in 1835 that the Liberty Bell cracked, never to ring again. So, a little factoid there. Nice one. A little bit of history. Got a whole section of history books over there. And this one my wife made me buy just because of the cover. So, I think I showed this on Instagram. On Dangerous Ground by Lamar Underwood. Look at that cover. That's awesome. And this one, I'd never heard of this person, but it looked cool and it was pretty cheap. By Bowie Ibarra. Down the Road. On Permuted Press. So try to support the small presses because we have one ourselves. This one everyone's talked about, and I'm not the biggest guy on popular culture, but I found it cheap at the library book sale. Meg. It always reminds me of Family Guy in that episode. Meg. Classic. But since I'm a fan of sharks, there you go. Take me a while to catch up to. Never mind. Here's another one. The Homine. I think I might have saw this on Leon's channel. By Jeffrey Campbell. Cool hardback there. Coming down, getting close to the end. The Cosmic Connection. Carl Sagan. Look at this picture of Carl. Sweet. And lastly, of the books, this is a book that we're putting out. this month on our Aurora Press, which I'll always link. We're actually upgrading the website right now. But we're having a show here in Cincinnati coming up soon. Actually, it'll be in Newport across the river in Kentucky. Our very good friend and brother, Nick Barrows, For Your Courage. I'll show you the whole thing here. So that's on our little Aurora Press. Be talking about more of that. I'm sure I'll have Nick on the channel eventually. And for my music this month, I picked a Swedish extreme metal band called Witchery, and I have 4 of their CDs. This one's called Witch Burner. Symphony for the Devil. Pretty cool cover. Actually, these will all make great book covers. Dead, Hot, and Ready. Look at that bad boy. And Restless and Dead. Believe it or not, it's daylight when I'm actually recording this. I usually do them at night, and it's so weird in here. But I have to close the curtains because of the glare. So anyway, that's my February haul, music, books, and otherwise. Thank you again, everybody, for subscribing to the channel. Thanks to all my buddies. Thanks to everyone who subscribed to the Instagram page. I've been trying to take pictures of books all through the week just to keep things up and keep it fun. So I've really been enjoying bantering back and forth with everybody. It's been great. So I think that's it for now. The video went a little bit long, but that was a heck of a stack of books. So all right, everybody, have a great Saturday evening and a Sunday, and I'll talk to you next week. Peace. Thanks.